Well, joining me now to talk more about the issue, we have editor-in-chief at the Butter ATL Culture Channel, Michael Jordan. And also joining us, Dr. Frita Fisher, who specializes in internal medicine nephrology at Pediatrics in Atlanta. I'd like to welcome you both to BNC Live. It's a pleasure. Dr. Frita, you've been here before. What precautions should people take when dining out again? And also, what measures should restaurants have in place?
Restaurants should still try to protect themselves and protect their customers by having them to wear masks while they're not eating. And so I still believe in the masks, the N95s, the KN95s, the KF94s, because even though the numbers are getting better, it's all relative. We are not out of this pandemic, and Omicron is still hitting every corner. And so restaurants should still socially distance and should not act as if it's over because the show is still going on.
Yeah, I think there's nothing more that makes me want to clutch my pearls and also run out the restaurant is we both can't be unmasked, right? Like I'm the guest here. You need a mask on when you come to my table. It just freaks me out. So Michael, the virus has been around now for 2 years, right? Let's talk about how it has impacted Black-owned restaurants and what challenges do they still face?
Well, Black-owned restaurants have always been historically challenged anyway, just because it's hard to be a Black restaurateur with the access to capital challenges and just general support from the community. So they've been hit really hard. One of the things that has been really good to see in Atlanta specifically is you've seen more Black restaurants actually take advantage of, unfortunately, some of the closings. So if you were perhaps to go to downtown College Park, there's a whole strip that is developed now of breakfast and brunch Black-owned restaurants that are doing phenomenally well. That said, there are a lot of places that are historically very important to the Black community and the dining culture of Atlanta that did take a significant hit, if not outright close. So it's still something that the community is going to need to push and to make sure that we're there for our business owners, our entrepreneurs who take the leap of faith to actually feed the community, quite literally.
All right, Michael, well, what do we need to do though? I mean, let's just call it out now. What do we as a people need to do to keep our restaurants open in our neighborhoods?
I think we need to eat. I mean, we need to go, and if it's not too much trouble, go and actually, if you can't get a table, if you're uncomfortable, if perhaps, you are in an environment where you would like to see less folks and it's an indoor place. Good thing is that we're getting into the springtime and the weather is actually beautiful in Atlanta today and this week. So go ahead and support those restaurants. Order some food. Tip your service staff and get takeout if you can. Try to do that, once or twice or however often you can do it. But just spend your dollars in these Black-owned restaurants so that those dollars can recirculate into our communities and keep feeding the communities.
All right, Dr. Frida, a recent study suggests a link between vitamin D deficiency and severity of disease from COVID infection. I got to read this. Talk about how what you eat can also impact your risk for COVID? Is there a relation there?
There's a relationship. Food is medicine. And we who have been in the hospital as clinicians have seen this anecdotally, but because there weren't very large randomized controlled trials at the beginning of COVID, we haven't been able to say it definitively. But even in looking at patients in the hospital who have severe COVID, the ones in the ICU, the ones who are intubated, we have noticed that most of them are vitamin D deficient. And so, yes, vitamin D is not just a vitamin that helps you to absorb calcium and to have strong bones. It's also somewhat of a hormone that helps to really enhance your immunity. And so now we're starting to get more and more data showing that if you have enough vitamin D, that can offer you an extra layer of protection. And so you definitely want to eat foods that are high in omega-3s like salmon, or you want to consult with your physician and see what vitamin D you should be taking. Because a lot of people think that just because they're out in the sun and they're joggers and they get sun exposure, that that's enough for vitamin D. But many people are still vitamin D deficient. And certainly, if you are a Black person or a person who is gifted with a lot of melanin, you are not going to be converting that vitamin D in the sunlight. And so you may need supplementation. But definitely, food can be medicine. Vitamin D is one.
Yeah, and aren't Black people prone to being vitamin D deficient?
Yes, yes. And it's largely because of our dark skin, where when you're white, if you have very fair skin, then you will be able to more efficiently trans make that vitamin D, make the sun turn into an active vitamin D. But if your skin is dark, you're not going. It's going to take a longer time to be out in the sun in order for that to happen. But even for many fair-skinned people, there have been some studies for surfers, people who are always in the sun, and many of them were even vitamin D deficient if they did not get it from their diet. So no one should assume that they have enough vitamin D. You have to get that number checked and find out what your vitamin D supplementation should be.
All right, Dr. Frita, good point. All right, Michael, now you said we need to eat, right? But let's talk about the food supply chain issues and inflation. How are restaurants getting around that? And God bless you. And how can customers, I guess, pack their patience when it comes to understanding that, hey, we might have to pay a little more to keep our neighborhood spot open?
Well, these restaurants are historically very important. For instance, in Atlanta, you have Pascal's, which was historically one of the places where Dr. King, Ralph David Abernathy, and many other leaders of the civil rights movement went to plan and strategize the movements that helped to bring a lot of change to the laws, specifically some of the voting laws that we see being challenged today. So you have to look at it through the legacy lens, I would say. Don't just think about it as, oh, I'm paying more today. That investment is actually, again, coming back into the community. And many places, Black restaurants serve a very similar service as, I would say, the Black church, in the place that they are places to gather. They are places to be one with our community and with those who we know we're familiar with and comfortable. So it's somewhat of an educational balance. I think that you do need to let folks know that paying a little bit more is not just because someone wants to price gouge you, but the supply chain has caused issues to where many of the things that we love to eat, I mean, chicken and, vegetables and produce, all of these things have been affected by the inflationary rise and the rise in supply chain issues. So it's just one of those things where folks need to understand we're all in this together and we break bread together in the same manner that we would support each other economically. So just combine those two things so that we can make sure we get past this and we're actually fed and getting the nutrients that we need within our own community.
True that. All right, restaurants got to be up front. We got to be understanding. Dr. Frita, I got to go, but I want to squeeze one last thing. And I know you released your new book, right? Quickly, shout it out for the viewers.
Yes, my book is called Under Pressure, A Guide to Controlling High Blood Pressure. You can get it by going to my website, drfrita.com. It's available on Amazon. What it is a step-by-step guide to controlling high blood pressure. That's a leading cause of heart disease, kidney disease, strokes, and it's something we can control with both natural medications and medicines and just being our own advocates. Under Pressure.
All right, Dr. Frita Fisher and the original Michael Jordan joining us.